speak on licensing. I know we are getting delayed because we started a little late, and I request everybody other than speaker to put off their microphones. Dr. Akash,
Yes.
please.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Respected Professor Dr. N. Lakshman Kumar Rao, sir, President, Telangana Library Association, Professor Sudarshan Rao, Vice President, Telangana Library Association, Dr. Akhtar Parvez, University Librarian, Maulana Azad, National Urdu University, Hyderabad, Dr. Manish Bajpai, Librarian, RMNLU, Lucknow, Dr. Shriram, Librarian, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Patiala, and especially Shri J. Prakash Singh, Honorable Secretary, Dr. Aruna Singh, Principal, Shri G. Manohar Singh, Vice Principal from Sujata Degree and PG College for Women, and all connected participants. My very warm good evening to all of you, and I am Dr. Akash Singh from National Law University, Delhi. First of all, I extend my heartfelt and big congratulations to all office bearers of Telangana Library Association for celebrating its 7th Foundation Day. Now, my sincere and special thanks to Professor Lakshman Rao sir for inviting me for sharing my views on the topic licensing issues for subscription of digital documents, which is really a most important and much debatable topic nowadays. Dear friends, all we know that the year 2020, which was much awaiting due to its lucrative, fanciful numbers, has started with the pandemic outburst, which has halted almost all worlds. Teaching and research activities have got stuck due to closing of schools, colleges, universities, and research institutions. But my dear friends, the role of information managers, librarians has become very important for serving academic community in this situation. Now the librarian and academic community have totally depend over the electronic documents for teaching and research based online digital platform of learning. As we know that most of the libraries already subscribes digital databases, but the pandemic period has resulted in increase the need and demand of the database. Dear friends, when a library subscribes electronic documents, librarian must take care of the terms and condition or contractual documents submitted by the database vendor or supplier. While subscribing digital documents, licensing agreements play a key role, and I must say that vendor may play a mischievous role if we, the librarians, are not more vigilant. Dear friend, licensing agreements is key documents which contains terms and conditions for use of about authorized users of the content provided in the database. So I must say a librarian must have a sound knowledge about various type of licensing and licensing agreement used in subscription models. So today we are going to discuss model standards licensing for useful for or used by the publishers, librarians, and the subscription agents for electronic resources, along with digital licensing model for libraries. Publishers actually offers various licensing models like single academic institution licensing, academic consortium licensing, public library license, special library license, and electronic book e-journal archive license. Here we should understand the first model single academic institution license are those licenses which are agreed upon between the publishers and individual institutions. Under this license, as we know, publishers give access of its database or the electronic documents to use by a particular institution. As already indicated by its name, second publisher license model is the academic consortium licensing, and the agreement is made for a group of institutions participating in a consortia. So those institutions who are under any consortium agreements, or those who are getting information from the some access of the database from the InfluMnet, they understand and they always obey or follow this license. On the other side, third model of publisher license is the public library licenses, and this type of licenses are generally used to grant access and the right in the public library premises, and the publisher desires to grant to this license to the public library to use the right for the fee subject to the terms and condition of the library. So we can say the public libraries on behalf of the publishers, they provide access to the information provided by the digital vendors, digital database owners, and on the basis of this agreement, the public library, they charge nominal fees for giving access of this database. My dear friends, the 4 type of publishers model license is a special library licenses, and these licenses are used by research institutions, and these licenses are comprehensive and allow users with various evaluative functions as agreed under the terms and conditions of the license. As already self-explained, the 5th type of publisher model license is related to ebooks, e-journals and archives, and these licenses are specially for using the content of ebooks, e-journal or archives, and these licenses allow or restrict users for use of content of ebooks on the basis of the contracting term. So my dear friend, apart from publisher models, digital licensing models framed for libraries must also be known for the library professionals, which are very useful and which are prepared, or which are basically a think tank from the side of the library. So on the part of the libraries, various licensing models are in use, and based on various criteria like user concurrence, circulation or loan of e-documents, limit of usage, perpetual access, pay-per use or subscription basis. Dear friends, the first licensing model is based on user concurrence. Here, this license model allow the institution either to use the e-document in consideration by single user, or by a limited number of users or unlimited number of users. So we can say basically this license is on the part of the library shows the number of access point which may be subscribed. Second type of model is based on the circulation or loan. Here the license allows either limited number of downloads or loan, or unlimited number of downloads. So apart from that, in third type of model, the licensing model includes a time frame for using or accessing digital documents with no limit of usage. However, on the other side, limited means total downloads are fixed but with no time limits. Here basically this license allow to users to download a number of time of downloads may be done, and there is no limit of time. Means if your university, if under this agreement, any university is taking the permission to get 100 downloads of a particular book or a particular document, so that institution may download for unlimited period, or we can say if it's not basically the time bar. In fourth type of licensing model, perpetual access of electronic documents are purchased, or right for perpetuity access are granted for indefinite period. Generally, this license is used for purchasing access of ebooks and e-journals. So my dear friend, in fifth model, we know it as pay-per-view license. Basically, it allows to pay for only that contents which are used or referred by the patrons. So if you are using metadata of any database or any the book website, and you just want to refer a single book or a chapter of a book, so at that time this type of license is used. However, another type of license, we know it as comprehensive subscription model, is generally liked or adopted by the most of the libraries, which includes time-bound full access of content available in the database. So my dear friends, now I would like to share key licensing clauses which must be vigilantly read and understood by the library professional before getting signed the licenses. So my PPT is with the organizers, so I think it will take more time if I will explain all 37 clauses which I have included in my presentation. So I will read out only the most useful only. So I must say in 37 clauses, important clauses are the preamble, where about the database is the quality and the quantity, and the type of the content which is provided by the database peoples are mentioned. Second is the party to the agreement, and another one is the content covered by under the agreement, and right granted licenses, and sub licenses if there is any any mediator and when we are who is taking care of the agreement. Apart from that, fair use dealing terms, e-right, usage or authorized use, usage restrictions, and a number of points are there, like moral rights, credit, territory, where whether we can use in it our geographical area, who is the authorized users, what is the authorized site from which we have to access the databases, what are the renewal terms, and what are the implementation and evaluation things. So, my dear friends, I must say that whenever you are going for drafting or evaluating licensing agreement, we should be very careful and we should avoid reasonable and best effort clauses. And apart from that, we should also take care and we should also avoid the non-cancellation clause, non-disclosure clauses, and obviously the clauses with ambiguous periods. So basically, there should be a clear-cut clauses which are for the favor of the university, or which are basically helpful for our users. So in last but not least, I will recommend that a librarian must deeply keep sharp look on legal issues too while signing licenses, like term of payment, grace period, governing laws, and most importantly, resource providers authority to provide access of the content. The most importantly, the resource provider authority to the content, access of the content. For this point, I would like to share my one experience of our university. Rather, I must say a number of university in India. Most of the database people, they have not stopped the access during this COVID period. But few database people who are giving access in India with the help of the mediators, they basically stopped access. Because we were not in the talk of direct to the database peoples, or there was a mandatory clause that we because of office of that particular database people are not in India. So in this case, they people stopped the access of that particular database. So my dear friends, for avoiding such type of condition, we should take care of basically the term and condition, that so that our client, our students, our patrons, they may not suffer for that. So in last, so I would extend my sincere thanks to Professor Lakshman Rao sir and the organizers for inviting me, and also my special thanks to participants who patiently waited for my term and listened to my ideas. Thank you very much, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Akash. It's a wonderful presentation. And one of the most key point is that you must be cautious before you sign license agreement, because then probably we